WoW Classic is going strong, and my girlfriend and I are continuing our journey to get our characters all the way to level 60. I've never played a mage before, but with fresh servers, I wanted to try a new class while waving the Horde flag once again. At the end of my last video, we hit level 40 and got our rare mount. We start this video off by putting a group together for Scarlet Monastery Cathedral and clearing our way inside. We begin clearing the first couple of trash packs, and I utilize my bread and butter ability for dungeons, Blizzard. These Scarlet Crusaders are no match for our group, and we end up clearing the first few trash packs with ease. The warrior who is tanking in our group has the Ravager axe and proceeds to bladestorm these mobs and completely melt them. We work our way to the second level of the gardens and watch the warrior bladestorm some more. After clearing all the mobs in the gardens, we open up the chapel doors and let the warrior attempt to pull a group of mobs. Again, these mobs are no match for Bladestorm and Blizzard, mostly Bladestorm. We make our way inside and clear more of these Scarlet Zealots. After clearing out the majority of Scarlet Crusaders in the chapel, we head to the right and find High Inquisitor Fairbanks, an undead who was once a priest but murdered by his fellow Crusaders. We end up clearing the rest of the chapel of Scarlet mobs while watching this warrior bladestorm some more. Then we encounter their leader, Scarlet Commander Mograine.
They must be purified.
After defeating him, the thick priestess High Inquisitor Whitemane joins the fun, and we end up fighting her. She ends up putting us asleep so she can resurrect Mograine, and now we have to fight both of them.
At your side.
You got it. Nice. After the dungeon, we make our way to the Badlands where we hit level 41. His hat's kind of itchy. Then we put another group together to do the dungeon Uldaman. Oh, I got a quest item right here. We all find a quest item called the Shattered Necklace, but find out none of us can accept the quest. Then we enter the outer entrance to the dungeon where we encounter two Alliance players who think they can fight us. He feared me behind the wall. What the f? That priest is healing his ass. We make our way inside, buff up, and start to clear the beginning trash packs. Having two warlocks and myself as a mage makes clearing pretty easy, except when the warlocks annoy the healer by life tapping. We clear our way into a dig site, slaughter some more trogs, and then end up fighting three dwarves named Balog, Eric, and Olaf. One of them ends up dropping an item we need called the Shaft, which we then proceed to slaying Ravalosh, who holds the second item, the medallion, so we can combine the two items together and make a staff. Who has the medallion? After clearing the map chamber, we place the staff inside the keystone, which ends up summoning the first major boss, Ironea.
They steal the secrets of the makers.
I don't think so. We proceed forward, clearing more mobs and try to find our way through the dungeon. What ends up happening is we make a couple turns and end up going towards the last boss's room. In hindsight, we probably should have made a U-turn, because what ends up happening next is after clearing our way down to where you summon Arcadas? We devise a plan to summon him and then run up back to the adjacent room, so when the boss reaches this final stage and summons elite ads, it takes a while for those ads to reach us. But what ends up happening is our tank DCs mid-run and the boss resets. While waiting for the druid to come back, we kind of troll around and the priest dies by pulling the boss. Priest did. The tank ends up coming back and we pull the boss again. I think we're good. Okay. Resisting all my shit.
To my side, brothers.
Oh.
Reckless.
No, we're so close. After wiping, the group decides to go one more time since a lot of our spells resisted. Here we go.
To my side, brothers. For the makers.
Cook him up. Once the boss is down, my girlfriend and I pick up the Platinum Discs quest, proceed to Desolus to finish hitting 42, and then we fly to Daenerys. Once in Daenerys, we start doing quests like slaying Wastewander mobs as well as gathering water pouches from them. We head back to turn them in, but since Rested XP auto-completes quests, my girlfriend accidentally clicked on the blue question mark where you can turn in more pouches before turning the original quest in. So we head back to get some more so she can complete her quest. After Daenerys, we move on to southern Dustwallow Marsh and start slaying Fire Maw mobs. We also spend a good amount of time roaming around slaying searing whelps and hatchlings for 15 tongues and hearts. We then proceed to find another group for Cathedral where I end up hitting level 43, and I also pick up some nice shoulders from Inquisitor Fairbanks. Oh shit, After Cathedral, the journey brings us to Feralus. We pick up quests around Camp Mohachi and start quests like slaying the Woodpaw as well as Gore-Dunny ogres. We then find ourselves in a bug lair where we have to find a mob called Stinglasher. After running out of mana and not paying attention, my girlfriend unfortunately perishes, and I am left alone with this mutant mosquito. I think you should put Soulstone in the game. We then end up competing with another Horde player for long, elegant feathers from hippogriffs. I try to ask him how many feathers he has, but he just ends up riding off. After the feathers, we swim over to the Isle of Dread, but end up dying to fatigue along the way. Once ashore, we buff up, find Shalzara's lair, where we grind Naga until we get bored, then hearth back to Camp Mahachi to turn in quests and hit level 44. I summon a portal back to Ogrimmar because I'm a badass mage, so we can turn in quests, but find out server shutdown is happening in 15 minutes, so we race around turning in quests. Once back online, we make another group for Uldaman, doing a full clear of the dungeon. Things go smoothly up until Ironea, and find out since our tank is only level 41, he is too low, which is hard for him to keep multi-target threat. The surviving group members save us, and we proceed on to me dying again from more mobs aggroing me. We clear more bosses inside tunnels, and also slay Grimlocks so the druid can get a nice polearm. That's real good for him. Then we make our way to the last boss, and do the same running up strategy to fight him in the upper room. We do Uldaman several more times, and I hit 45 in the process. Then we make another group, fly down to Daenerys, and get ready for our first run of Zul'Farrak. The first few mob packs are a piece of cake, and we end up finding the first boss, Antisol. Mostly don't like it, that's why I said. Understandable. After taking him down, we go back to slay a bunch of bugs for scarab shells. And at this point, our shaman healer DCs, so we wait a few moments, but he never returns. We find another healer and continue on until we encounter Witch Doctor Zamra, who drops some green hands. Then we make our way to the middle of the dungeon where we climb atop a staircase to slay a troll executioner who holds a key that unlocks the nearby cages. After unlocking the cages, waves of trolls start running up the staircase until 2 troll bosses spawn. We defeat them, and then end up talking to the group of prisoners we just released, only to piss them off and have them start attacking us. Afterwards, we find Chief Ukor's Sandsculp, the leader of the Zul'Farrak trolls, and slay him with more ease. Finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, summoning Gazrilla, by hitting the gong with the Mallet of Zul'Farrak, which we end up going and getting after this dungeon. Troll the quest. We slay Gazrilla, and then we proceed to enlist the help of a level 60 hunter, who helps us slay an elite troll in the hinterlands. We get the sacred mallet from her, then the hunter escorts us to the top of Jintelor, where we use the mallet on an altar to turn it into the mallet of Zul'Farrak. Alright, I got it. Do you know? Afterwards, we end up putting groups together to grind more of Zul'Farrak, where I end up hitting level 46, and then we travel to the Swamp of Sorrows to continue questing on things like crocodiles and murlocs on the coast. We finish some quests by going into a cave to slay a huge purple murloc called the Swamp Talker. And then we would decide to put a group together for Maraudon. After clearing the first few trash packs and hitting level 47, we encounter the first boss, Noxian, an elemental. And after slaying him, we then defeat another easy boss, Razorlash. We then move further into the dungeon where we find a satyr, Lord Viletongue, who actually drops a nice belt upgrade. Going even further into the dungeon, we find Celebrus, the Cursed, who entered Maraudon in order to cleanse the corruption, but was soon overcome by it. After clearing his corruption, we sit here for a couple of minutes, waiting for his RP, and then we turn in a quest to get the Scepter of Celebrus, which is used to teleport to the inner sanctum of the dungeon. We move further into the dungeon where we encounter mountain giants who are protecting the final boss, Princess Theridras. After slaying the princess, we drop down to slay a giant crocodile named Rockgrip. And after that, we end up doing more of Zul'Farrak to hit level 48. We then head back all the way over to the hinterlands, pick up some quests from around Raventusk village. Then we proceed to do quests like gathering some lost tools for an orc blacksmith named Slagtree, and slaying 15 of 4 different types of high elves at Queldanel Lodge. We then finish off the rest of the quests like slaying Silvermane Howlers, and then run all the way back to Raventusk village to turn in our quests for level 49. At this point, we put a group together to do the elite quests at Jintelor, and spend almost 2 hours trying to finish this quest, especially since we are competing with different groups. As we race against the other team, we see in the very far back an NPC we have to slay. I end up frostbolting and our team ends up tapping her, but things quickly get out of hand since we pulled a lot of mobs. As we continue fighting, my girlfriend ends up dying, and we slay the remaining mobs. We then sit here with the other group waiting for her to run back to her body. Then, we finally find the remaining mobs we have to slay to complete this quest. We finally turn these quests in for some juicy upgrades, including a blue cloak which increases spell damage. Then we head to Feralus to pick up some more quests, and we wind up right back at the Hippogriffs, in which we have to slay for several quest items. My girlfriend and I start grinding here for a bit, and finally we end up hitting level 50. Our next video will be us finally hitting level 60, so be sure to like and subscribe for more videos about our leveling journey. Also, be sure to check out my Twitch, where I live stream on weekdays, specifically Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thanks for watching, and until next time.